Good evening. This is Christopher with breaking news from the Middle East. Israel's military offensive in Gaza, dubbed Operation Gideon Chariot, has resulted in over 500 deaths in just 9 days, escalating tensions in the region. As the conflict intensifies, the first aid trucks have entered Gaza after a 3-month blockade. Here's the full story. On May 11, 2025, Israel launched Operation Gideon Chariot, a large-scale ground offensive targeting Hamas in northern and southern Gaza. The operation involves 5 IDF divisions in what Israeli officials describe as a 72 to 96-hour push to dismantle Hamas infrastructure and rescue hostages. According to Palestinian health officials, at least 130 people were killed overnight on May 18th alone, with the total death toll surpassing 500, including civilians caught in the crossfire. Over 670 targets have been struck, including the reported killing of Mohammed Sinwar, brother of Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar. The Israeli military states the operation aims to strip Hamas of its ability to use civilians as human shields by restructuring aid delivery and confining Gaza's population to 3 tightly controlled zones, separated by Israeli-occupied corridors. Critics, including Palestinian activists, argue this move effectively fragments Gaza, limiting civilian movement and access to resources. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has defended the offensive, stating it's necessary to secure Israel while allowing limited aid to counter international criticism. In a significant development, 5 UN aid trucks entered Gaza on May 19th, marking the first humanitarian relief allowed after a 3-month blockade. The UN has called this step far from adequate, highlighting the dire needs of Gaza's 2.3 million residents, many facing starvation and medical shortages. The blockade's partial easing follows intense global pressure, but the scale of aid remains limited, with only basic supplies like food and medicine permitted. The international community is divided.
Israel will not tolerate this. I will not tolerate this. And as we speak, as I told you, Mr. President, just now, Israel is responding forcefully to this wanton aggression. I have a simple message to Israel's enemies. We will do whatever we must do to defend our people and defend our state.
The United States, under President Trump, is reportedly influencing the operation's trajectory, with some analysts suggesting his administration's policies could shift the conflict's outcome. Meanwhile, Hezbollah in Lebanon has issued warnings of potential cross-border escalation, raising fears of a broader regional conflict. The UN Security Council is set to convene tomorrow to address the crisis, with calls for an immediate ceasefire growing louder. Operation Gideon Chariot marks one of the deadliest phases of the Israel-Gaza conflict in recent years. With over 500 lives lost and thousands displaced, the humanitarian crisis deepens. While the entry of aid trucks offers a glimmer of hope, the UN warns that Gaza's needs far exceed current relief efforts. Questions remain about whether diplomacy can halt the violence before it spirals further. We'll continue to monitor this developing story and bring you updates as they unfold.